Hi, we're Steve and Tricia, and we've done a lot of things over the years. We raised 4 great kids. We took a trip across Canada for a month and then traveled home through the States. We built a home on our just over 1 acre property and then built another home for my parents. We invite you to join us over this next little while for life on the North Side. It's a little chillier indoors today, but today's the day that Steve wants to get some things done outside. So we'll put a fire on inside and get the place nice and cozy, and we'll go out and do some work. But first, we say good morning with coffee.
So here we are at the old septic tank.
At the old septic tank.
It's a cesspool of mess.
Why do you cover it with leaves?
Because we're only here occasionally, and through the winter time, because there's not a lot of fluids going through it, the tank could possibly freeze. Although it does generate heat on its own, but we're not putting fresh water into it. So I was worried about either the tank or the line freezing. So I rake the leaves over it and then put tarp on it, holds the leaves in place, and the leaves make a form of insulation on top of the line so that the ground doesn't freeze quite so much.
An old farmer or somebody told you that? I was trying to think.
I went to get some straw from a farmer up here. Thought I could buy a few bales, and I was going to do the same thing. And he said, "Oh, there's no straw to be had up here because we have to buy it, I guess." So he suggested just raking my leaves up. It would do the same thing, and it does. I think it does. So this way, when we come up occasionally, we just have to turn the water back on and get things. And so far, we've not had a freeze up. We've had some cold winters.
Like minus 40. Yeah.
I don't cover the bed up. The bed seems to be okay. It's adequate, but it's just the tank is it's not under the ground very much, and the line is less than 2 feet below the surface. So just worried it might freeze.
So what will happen with all of the leaves and everything that are down in that back pile?
I say hopefully they'll rot and turn to soil, topsoil or something like that, which we don't have a lot of up here.
Steve and I have been considering composting here lately, but the concern in the country is always attracting animals. But with the rise of worm farming, I've been kind of intrigued with the possibility of leaving our food scraps here from week to week, with the hopes that maybe some worm friends could help us speed up the process. So now we're on the hunt for worms. We do have a composting bin that we've ripped up and shredded papers in the bottom of, and supposedly you can put your compost in that and add the worms and they eat their way down through all the rotting compost. But we're still on the hunt now for lots of worms. Let us know in the comments below if this is something that you've had success with. I shouldn't let you go out there without videoing.
Oh, you're too much.
Making such a great sacrifice. He's going out to get me worms for my worm compost. Isn't he a good guy? Ooh, there's bugs out here. Oh, you're good. Last night, this guy went out looking for worms for me too. And this is what followed him later that night. Haven't seen many raccoons up here, so that was a surprise. How'd you do?
4.
Very good. Thank you. Now you gotta wash your hands. That's pretty gross.
Oh, I thought I just wiped them on your
No.
shirt. Yeah.
What are you doing now?
Digging rocks.
Why? What are you digging rocks for?
I use them for borders and little retaining walls for the gardens and the end of my driveway for the side of the ditch.
Yeah, I think you have a fetish with rocks.
If that's possible, yes, I do.
Oh, there he goes. Just starting to spit with rain.
Rocks aren't affected by water.
No, that's true. Oh, man.
Oh, this one's breaking.
What kind is it? Oh, right in two.
What kind is it?
Yeah.
It's a rock?
It's a rock. I just mean, like, is it
I think this is a piece of shale.
shale?
Very soft. It's not... Yeah, that's not granite or anything like that.
nice. So one of the things we love to do once spring comes is to feed the hummingbirds. So you need 4 cups of water to feed them and a cup of sugar. And just stir that together until it dissolves. Let it boil for a little while to make sure that it's fully dissolved, and then you can pour it in your hummingbird feeders. So after the syrup has cooled sufficiently, you want to pour it into your bird feeding containers. I'll do half of it there. And then half of it in here. I often wondered if you could use maple sap if we happen to have some very thin maple syrup at the end of the season, or maple sap left over, if we could use that, but I think it would ferment and go bad more quickly, and I don't think that would have good results. So the sugar, they say absolutely don't use dyes, but the sugar seems to work with them and they love it. Steve was able to get a lot done today. During the winter, the snowplow throws all the road gravel into the ditch, and his lawnmower shoots it everywhere. So it's nice to get that out of the ditch and done. The music credit to Exciting Morning by Free Music. I just had to end with this little guy because he was so cute. To check out our next video, please subscribe free. Have a great day, and we'll see you the next time on Northside.